TV7 Israel News is made possible thanks to your generous donations. Shalom, Erev Tov, good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcast to you from Jerusalem. Britain, France, and Germany set an ultimatum for diplomacy related to Iran's nuclear program. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu believes that the Ayatollah regime will not last long. Lebanon pushes back at an Iranian attempt to meddle in its domestic affairs. Germany, France, and Britain have informed the United Nations that they intend to trigger the snapback mechanism that will slap the Islamic Republic of Iran with a long list of sanctions unless Tehran agrees to reinvigorate diplomatic talks by the end of August. However, despite relaying this ultimatum to the Iranians, the Islamic Republic has thus far failed to reply. Meanwhile, Iranian Deputy Foreign Minister Ravanchi, in a televised interview, claimed that there are exchanges between Tehran and Washington via third-party mediators.
We cannot put an exact time on the dialogue. There have been messages going back and forth between Iran and the United States through intermediaries.
It is interesting to note that while the Islamic Republic of Iran and its proxies had launched over 500 separate attacks against U.S. installations and service members throughout the region since 2021, and refused to hold any genuine negotiations on Tehran's nuclear program during the period that preceded the 12-day war, Iran's deputy foreign minister insisted that Washington had to explain to Tehran why it resorted to destroying its nuclear weapons program.
The U.S. should explain to us about the reasons that they resorted to force against us. If we want to have a genuine dialogue, everybody has to be transparent. The U.S., in fact, tricked us. They pretended that they wanted to talk, but they decided to go for the military option.
Despite the fact that the United States, France, Britain, and Germany have all emphasized that they would not accept anything less of zero enrichment vis-à-vis Iran's nuclear program, Ravanchi emphasized that for the Ayatollah regime, enrichment is non-negotiable.
We can agree to have limits on our nuclear program, and in return, the sanctions must be lifted. We can be flexible on the capacity. We can be flexible on the limits on the enrichment level, but zero enrichment is out of question.
Meanwhile, in Jerusalem, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu released a filmed video in which he directly addressed the oppressed people of Iran.
Greetings from Jerusalem to the proud people of Iran. Your leaders forced a 12-day war on us, and they lost miserably. They lie through their teeth, but on rare occasions, they tell the truth. A few days ago, the Iranian president said, "We have problems with water, electricity, money, and inflation. Where don't we have a problem? There won't be any water in the dams by September or October." He's right. Everything is collapsing. In this brutal summer heat, you don't even have clean, cold water to give your children. Such hypocrisy. Such disdain for the Iranian people. To live like this is not fair to you. It's not fair to your children. But I have very good news. Israel is the #1 recycler of water in the world. We recycle 90% of our wastewater, and we lead the world in desalination. We know exactly what to do, so Iran can also have plentiful water.
It is important to explain that Tehran authorities have reduced water pressure to manage rapidly falling reservoir levels as Iran endures what regime-run media outlets have described as the worst drought in a century. And while Iran has been struggling with drought conditions for over 5 years now, the Meteorological Organization recorded a 40% drop in rainfall over the last 4 months alone compared to a long-term average. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu highlighted that Israel would be keen to help the Iranian people in tackling the severe drought.
Almost a decade ago, I opened a Telegram channel in Farsi to teach water management to Iranians. 100,000 Iranians joined almost instantly. The thirst for water in Iran is only matched by the thirst for freedom. So here's the great news. The moment your country is free, Israel's top water experts will flood into every Iranian city, bringing cutting-edge technology and know-how. We will help Iran recycle water, we'll help Iran desalinate water. And what would that look like? Just imagine water skiing again in the Karaj Dam with your families. Imagine walking hand in hand with your partner next to the bountiful river in Farachzad, which is now completely dried up. Imagine the parched trees in Yavaran and Darband getting as much plentiful water as the trees in IRGC strongholds. Imagine restoring the once stunning Urmia Lake in the northwest of Iran. Well, all this is not a dream. This can be your reality.
Prime Minister Netanyahu went on to highlight that the brutal tyranny of the Ayatollah regime was the root cause for their poverty and wars.
Your dictators impose tyranny and poverty upon you, just as they impose war on us. For 46 years, you've been denied the most basic human rights, the right to express yourself freely, to write, speak, sing, whatever you please. I have here the books of impressive Iranian dissidents who write the truth and speak the truth, but it's published outside Iran. Such repression, such cruelty. You, the descendants of Cyrus the Great, you deserve much more. You don't deserve leaders who flee the country while you suffer alone during a difficult war.
The Israeli Prime Minister continued by asserting that the Ayatollah regime will not last long.
The tyrants of Tehran preferred sending hundreds of billions of dollars, not to you, to Hamas, to Hezbollah, to the Houthis, instead of funding your hospitals, your schools, and your roads. It doesn't have to be this way. I urge you to be bold and brave, to dare to dream. Take risks for freedom, for your future, for your families. It's worth it. Take to the streets, demand justice, demand accountability, protest tyranny, build a better future for your families and for all Iranians. Do not let these fanatic mullahs ruin your lives for a minute longer. And know this, you are not alone. I stand with you. Israel stands with you. The entire free world stands with you. The tyrants of Tehran, so cruel, so callous, so cowardly, they won't last long. You know that. History will record that. Soon your country will be free. Water will be plentiful. Your economy will recover and thrive. Your children will be joyous and carefree again.
Despite record-breaking heat, an acute water shortage, hours-long electricity blackouts, and a free-fall devaluation of the Iranian currency rial, the Ayatollah regime continues to invest heavily in its malign activities. In a first visit since the capitulation of Hezbollah in its war against Israel on November 27th of last year, Iran's Supreme National Security Council Secretary Ali Larijani met with Lebanese President Joseph Aoun in Beirut, who told the Iranian official that Lebanon rejects any interference in its internal affairs and that it is forbidden for anyone to bear arms and to use foreign backing as leverage. Larijani, in a subsequent press conference, warned Lebanon, in a not-so-veiled threat, that it should appreciate the so-called resistance axis and that it shouldn't confuse friends from foes.
Do not mix friends and enemies. As always, we recommend appreciating the value of resistance.
قدر مقاومت رو بدانید.
With regard to Western demands for the Lebanese government to force the Iranian proxy Hezbollah to disarm, the Iranian National Security Advisor blatantly urged Beirut to reject foreign diktats.
Foreign countries should not give orders to Lebanon. The Lebanese people are brave and can decide for themselves. Any decision taken by the Lebanese government that is in line with the resistance is respected by us.
Thank you for watching TV7 Israel News. Let us not forget the 50 hostages, to include up to 20 of them who are believed to be still alive, who've now endured 677 days in brutal Hamas captivity in the Gaza Strip. We would like to also encourage you, pray for the hostages, and pray also for the peace of Jerusalem and salvation of Israel. Separately, if you're blessed by our daily program, since TV7 Israel is exclusively donation-based, any contribution will help us share the truth from here in Jerusalem. You can donate via our website at www.tv7israelnews.com. I'm Jonathan Essen, wishing you an Erev Mevorach, and God willing, we'll see you during our next update. Until then, Shalom from Jerusalem.